You want to say hi to YouTube? It's, well, I have to turn it first. Now they can say, oh my God, it's crooked in there. You were walking sideways.
Huh?
You were walking sideways.
What? It's because I'm a crab.
It's a crab.
I'm actually Cancer.
She's Cancer. No, she's crab, she's a Cancer.
I'm a crab.
I'm assuming my front microphone's not working, so you just look like a crazy lunatic, but we like those. You want to say hi this way, though? Wait, no, you can't say hi because I have to turn it. I'm a newbie. There! Who is that?
Hello.
You want to say who you are?
I am Sigrun.
You sell, you actually make things.
I make things.
you
I'm
have to say
Sigrun.
what you
I'm a
make.
Sigrun. I'm a Sigrun. I am Sigrun from Sigrun Design. I make shit.
And you're from, like, the land of the ice
From
and
the
snow.
land of I'm from the land of the young gods. This is the land of the old gods. I'm from the land of
Oh,
the
you're
young
the young
gods.
gods. Iceland. And who, look who's back? It's a Heidi.
It's a Heidi hee, Heidi ho.
We have like 3 of them on here. It's so fun. Okay.
It's a choir song.
It's a choir song.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to come
Early
up and
bed
play
for
later.
us tonight. Tomorrow is another gorgeous day. So it's early bed tonight. We were up
Early to
till,
bed, early. Yeah, you guys were probably up
we
late.
were up till 4 a.m. this morning, man. Poor soul.
But I never get old. Yeah.
The cabin we are staying in.
Yeah, you have number
No,
5.
Yeah, but no one is using it now.
Nope. Go on in now.
Yeah, okay, then I will use it.
You're in room number 5.
In the daytime.
Yeah, no, you can use it. There's no one using it
Yeah, that's
until towards the end of the month. So,
Yeah.
yay.
Or before.
Yeah, nope, it's yours. You can move in whenever. They are moving into that house. But they weren't supposed to move in till Thursday, but we don't care if they come early. We like that. So anyway, look at the weather we're having. Before it's gone, you can see the shadow starting to go higher up the mountain now. And we still have ice and snow. Let's see, while you check out that wonderful view, I will check on chat. Oh, Torben is first. Boy, you got to get up early to beat him, Albert. But I see Albert is a quick second. Cheeky Red Hairs again, welcome back. And Matthew Hummus is from Egan, if I remember correctly, Minnesota. I hear you guys are getting massive snow right now again. Duluth is wondering if they're going to make the record, but apparently they have 9 more inches to go. We're very proud of this sort of thing. Charlotte is here from the bus in Bergen, and Nella from Finland, Susan Youngman in Frankfurt. You guys are having beautiful weather too. And Chiki's from New Jersey. By the way, hi! Well, that's it. You're on YouTube now. When are we going to turn her into a Viking? We're turning all the diner people into a Viking.
Why need a normal job when you can be a Viking?
Yeah, no. Go Viking. It's much more fun. Okay, back to the mountain view. Let's see. That was the blacksmith and Emma. Or no. Yeah, I think I have to double check I got that right. What tea was everyone drinking? Cheeky Redhead's got black tea. I have a beer for Karl from the Wine Monopoly, or Vin Monopola, the basically government-driven liquor store, because you can't get the strong stuff in the stores here. And I'll show you later what I found him. Raymond's back from Australia. Raymond is a sheep herder, not really, but that's what we are making him into, a sheep herder. We sent him a mountain once. It looks a lot like that one over there, but it's not the same one, I swear to God. But it blew up in the Tonga, so it's an interesting story. Torben, bath time here. Oh, good. Are you taking the bath time? No. The diaper demon of corn in the bathtub conducts target practice by splashing water in my direction. I'm drenched and he's laughing. That's a good kid you have there, Torben. Torben is from about not too far from here in Norway. Hi. Oh, it's a Georg. We have to say hi to everybody. Oops, wait. No, I put it back on me. Actually, oh, you just gave everybody a hug. If I turn it this way, they can hear you though.
Oh,
because my front microphone doesn't work on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Is this your real hair, Santa?
Where is who?
No, I'm just kidding. That's one of my favorite scenes on Miracle on 34th Street. Have you seen that one?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
where she has to pull Santa's beard to find out if it's real.
Yeah,
And it's real, so naturally he really is Santa.
yes.
See?
So am I.
How was the day today?
Quite good.
Did you play Nefetafel?
No, I avoided it.
You avoided it. What did you do instead?
No, the 4 guys that was considering it thought,
Yeah, we had Dutch people today.
yeah,
Yeah.
they thought maybe it took too long.
Yeah, it might take long. They spent forever on axe throwing, though. I think we've got them. I made them compete against the Colombians. It was an awesome day. Oh, we're going to go play in the village. There's some people moving in the house, so I'm going to go film
Yes.
down there.
Lots of nice people in town.
Yay, and more on the way.
Yes.
See you.
Yes.
I'll turn around this way.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be here. Yeah. You can be here as a tourist. Yeah, you have to. Okay, see you. That's our chieftain, by the way. Georg, if you haven't seen before. I still think he's Santa. So we'll go down this way. Oh, she had some nice clothes out. Vanatella, do you still have clothes out? I have to show some. I don't know if you want to be on, but I put your clothes on. I can show, no, but I can show these. They show up. Look at what you made. They're embroidered.
Yep.
You got the dancing man. I didn't see that one earlier.
Yeah, it was on this side.
Oh, we're needle binders, so we like crafts. There, I think you can, yeah, you can see it quite here. Nice from here. You got more over there too? That one will be too dark, I think. If you're paying it there, yeah. I like the runes too. Oh, you did those in silk, or? Yeah, you did.
Yep.
I recognize. I didn't realize it was silk. I just thought the wool was hitting the light nicely. Yeah, these you gotta see. Okay. You're all covered up? She doesn't like to be filmed. Oh, I didn't even know you did the sleeves too. My God. There she did. She saw her. You have to freeze frame that later and go back because she doesn't let anybody film her. But these are beautiful and you sell them. What's your Instagram?
Atelier Vanatella Wolf.
At Vanatella Wolf?
No, Atelier.
Oh, you have to spell it. We'll look this way while you spell.
ATELIER. And then Vanatella WENETELA Wolf. WOLF.
There you go. So then you can find them and you see the other things you do too. You've got another one over there too hiding.
I have lots. Yeah, that's the banner I made for Georg that he forgot he ordered.
Yeah, no, he does that. Don't worry, you're still low. Okay, you gotta hide? You're hiding? Good. Oh, I'm too close. There.
Took 2 months of work.
That would take some time.
Probably 60 pieces of fabric.
Oh, and you did couching on the top too. That would take forever. Oh, it's double.
Yep.
Yeah, this is why you're doing that. You can't pay me enough to do that. No, good job. Oh, we're gonna go play over here so you can unpack. But that means if you're bringing your stuff in, you won't be in shot. Are you gonna shoot? Yes. You have a toy?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, it's hard to be a Viking. He has emotional damage if you didn't hear. I'm gonna go sit over here. You can't get in. That's Viking proof that there, the rope on the door. We can see mountains today. Then we'll have a quick look at Viking books. Raymond says, laugh out loud, emotional damage. It's hard to be a Viking. I don't think anybody understands the true strife. So we'll hang out over here by, let's see, you can see behind me too. By the axe throwing archery, because they're going to be unpacking in that direction, so we don't want to get them on. But I brought Viking books to go through before Karl and Greg come out and join us. They're closing the shop. I'm feeling pretty small now. I'm squatting. I didn't know I could do that at my age. Okay. So in my Viking bag, I have some Viking books. Or some Nalbinding books, not Viking books. They're from our library, although some of these we sell in the shop. And I have Karl's Christmas beer. But we're hiding that in something a little bit more Viking appropriate. Okay, so Nalbinding portion. Books. These are the ones we have. These, I got to get some more of these from Maria Lind Hale. If you haven't seen hers, they're just simple patterns. These are in Danish, but she does them in English now and some other languages too. I think even French. Christmas, 2012. So she's been at it for a while. She's having the Nalbinding festival in Denmark. So we'll go see some more of those. But it's a simple pattern as to how to make mittens, and she counts stitches, which is different than I do. But she also shows how to do it with on your hand. That's all you get to see. So these are really great. She has these as e-downloads too now, so you can kind of get a better idea. You can, if you want. This one is Mariana Irberby's Nalbinding book. If you speak Danish, it's great. It is translated to English, but it's directly translated to English, which means it's going to be a little bit wrong. And she nalbinds flat. She doesn't go off the thumb, so that can be very confusing for a lot of people. But it does get quite technical. It's not a book for me, but if you want to get your geek on, that might be the one to go with. And then we have this one I found. I don't even know this one. These ones I think Marie and Ann Decker would know. They have huge collections. But I found them in our library. These are donated to us. This one's from Västmanlands Hemslöjdsförbund, which is a Swedish husflid, as we call Norwegian, or a culture craft club. But this is nalbinding in 12 variations. And this one a lot of people have seen off of Pinterest. So if you've seen this image, this is the book it comes from and how she makes her socks. But it's all in Swedish. As far as I know, this doesn't come in English. No, we don't have a library in the village. It is in the, I see Lisa's here, by the way. Hey, Lisa. This is in the office area. If you want to borrow one of these, let me know. And just check it back in before you go when you're coming. She's coming soon, too. So, then how to make mittens and stuff. And, yeah, you can see. It was property of somebody else's library, and now it's property of our library. It was, Gudvangen Utvikling AS, or like Gudvangen Company. Then there was this one, the ups and downs of nalbinding. We're going quickly through. Let's see, I have to recalibrate. Hang on a minute, look away. There, okay. That wasn't too bad. Harma peaning. But I see she's got the York stitch, a Finnish stitch, but called Finnish stitch going Dutch. I don't know what that is. Oslo stitch. The ups and downs of nalbinding, or the why, the what, the why, and the how. I have not looked at this one enough. This to me looks like a thesis. She does describe how they're going. But this one looks like it'll be a little on the geeky side too. And this one also is not worked off the thumb, I can see. Oh, no. She's working off the thumb. Oh, I've seen this drawing on Pinterest. So this must be where it comes from then. Working left-handed, that's an important piece. You know whose book I don't have? I don't have Ann Decker's book here. That one is really good too. I think it's called Nalbinding for Beginners. She's got a couple of them out anyway though, but you can get really technical. I don't think that this one has patterns, so I think it's just how to do it. Or more, yeah, I think this is more the geeky version by the looks of it. Conclusion. Yeah, no, it's talking about all the different kinds of stitches you can do and things. So there you go, geeky. But that looks like a very interesting stitch, the Finnish one going Dutch. Ah, there we go, Nella knows. Harma's book is nice, but PNNP makes my brain hurt more than Hansen's notation. Okay, there it is. You have to define PNNP, Nella, I'm not sure what it is. Oh, and Berit Westerman, that was the one from this one. Västmanlands. So that one's good. This one looked kind of interesting though. I did recognize the pictures. I think I've looked at this once before, but it's been so long ago. But if you want something direct, you got Maria's. Definitely look online though, because we have hardly anything. If you want to do off without the thumb, maybe that one. But like I said, you got to speak Danish to get that one because the English is not translated correctly. And that'll give you a headache if you don't know. If you understand nalbinding already, then hey. That one looked pretty fun for patterns. I recognize a lot of them from Pinterest. This one, Nella knows, but I can agree this one might hurt your brain. PNNP is Harma's version of on notation system, on Hansen's notation system. Okay. Yeah, no, she's got B2, the back one, F1. This looks like pure geek. So this would be fun on some occasions, but if you just want to make something to move on, probably not the one. And this one we just got. I'm so excited. This is one of my top two. The other top two is Ulrike Klassen-Buttner's book, What Nalbinding, What in the World is That? But I don't have that book with me because somebody borrowed it. But this one we just got in the store finally, so now they're like 372 kroner. They are not in the web shop yet, but I can put it up. I was thinking about bringing these to the Needlebinding Festival in Odense at the end of May. If we have any left, we've already sold 3 of them and we only ordered 20. So, anyhow, I did talk to Mervi. Mervi's the one who wrote it from Finland. She will not be making it to the festival, unfortunately. But if, like I said, if we have any left, I'll bring her books there because we can always sell them through the web shop and just have them delivered, picked up there. But she has beautiful pictures and beautiful patterns. She also does stitch count. There's the kind of heel that I make, but I think she's working in the opposite direction because she does toe first, opens and then puts a heel in. Harma's book can be brought directly from her. Good to know. Harma P. Ending. I can... That was how you spelled her name. I'm probably killing her name pronunciation, but anyway. For those who collect. But the reason I like this one is because it's very good explanation as to how to do it. But she does do she does write how many stitches you do, which is different than I do. But I was kind of curious. I did test one of her patterns for fun about 2 years ago on a sock because I don't normally make socks that way with a tongue heel. Where's that one? It did turn out okay, even by just doing the stitch counts. Let's see which sock. Yeah, these. I tested that pattern. If you can see it there. It's hard to hold this flat with the gimbal being a dorky thing. There we go. You see the tongue? So this one you start at the toe and you go round and round. Then you make this big long chain. And then you go around that, but you decrease here while you increase just a little bit in the back until you get it the width right. This is the mathematics I get wrong when I do it this way. So I tend to make the afterthought heel instead. But she's got instructions for that one in here too. Oh, there goes the gimbal again. Hang on. Yeah, I don't like counting stitches either. Lisa says, I find it difficult to counting the stitches. I have to size it because you never know how it's going to look. But this one, I like that she does a lot in finished 2+2. It's so pretty. And some are done in Mommen. But like this one is finished 2+2, F2, but she has a twist. I have to wonder what that is, but look how cool. They look so nice and neat, and she uses thinner yarn than I do. She also makes those belts, by the way. Lately, she has not been working too much in needle binding because she's focusing more on weaving. So if you ever get to see Mervy's Instagram, I don't know if someone can link that on there. It's really impressive, and it's older than the Viking Age, the weaving that she's doing. But she has 2 projects going, really big projects going, that might take another year or so, I think. But it does include needle binding, just so you know. So, and she also shows you how to do that fringing. This is part of that weave technique she can do too. And some here it shows which stitches she teaches in this book. Let's see. Mitten thumb holes. There you go. So she shows finish 2+2, F2, finish 2+2, F1. Hi.
Why, hello.
Finish 2+3, F2, she shows. That's even denser. More dense. I'm just showing a little bit of books and then we're ready to go when Karl gets here too. I have a Greg by me. He's going to story tell and Karl's going to do charades.
Karl is on his way.
Yeah.
He forgot his glass.
Oh, yeah, no, he has to bring that. I got him beer. That makes the storytelling more fun. This is the one with a twist. Finish 2+2 with a twist. Finish 1+2. No, half finish 1+2 F1. Also F2 possibility. There's the half finish 1+2 F1. But by the way, Lisa, if this is a book you want and don't have, let me know and I'll set it aside for you because I didn't realize we got him a week ago and he's already sold 3 of the 20 that we ordered.
Okay.
Yeah, but I told him it was going to sell fast. He's like, we don't need any stinking Nalbinding books. We have it. No, you need stinking this one you need. This is, like I said.
You can read him now. He's coming behind you.
Good. Oslo F1 +1, the regular Oslo F1. Another Oslo with F2 and a plated edge, by the way. Yes, thanks. Lisa Ture has linked Venatella's link on there if you liked her embroidery and stuff. And Broden. You need a beer. I'll get you one in a second. Okay, and then she shows M1 and other connections too. So that was quick on that book. One of my favorites. I'm going to bring one of Anne's books back from Denmark so we can show that. This one we've had quite a while. This is Randi Stoltz. This is in Norwegian. This is one of our own Vikings. She starts differently than I did, but... Du kan høre med Anders. Jeg tror Anders holder på med bueskyting. Du må høre med Anders. Jeg vet ikke. Du må se. Yeah. But this one is just a nice simple version, and she shows you, I think, 2 stitches. She shows you Mommen and maybe 3 or 4, but she sticks to this Finnish family, which is nice. She calls them tupluk, which is taking 2 of them off the thumb, so that would be Mommen. Then we got these two. Well, we have more than this, but not in the shop. This is the actual book, if you've seen this one. It's also a nice, simple one. The With One Needle, says Regina. It looks like a very good book. It is. The pictures are amazing. If I could make a book, it'd be that way. This one's by Nusse Mellgren, if I said her name right. She's probably from Sweden, I'm guessing, because the first ones that came out are in English and in Swedish side by side. So you can see. She also has a different way of starting than I do. But here you go. Slide the needle under the thumb. But on the next page, no. Where the heck? Oh, no, underneath. För nålen under tummerglan och den lösa tråden. I think my Swedish is awesome. So it's both. This is a real quick needle binding thing. And I think she also teaches she shows how to make a sock that same way with a thumb heel. There you go. There you can see where the chain comes out. I never know how far down up the toes to make the thumb part, or the big tongue. So that's where I run wrong. And then she shows a hat. So she's got a few stitches in here. I can see she's not just showing Oslo and maybe Oslo Mom and maybe Finish 2+2. And her book, the reason why they couldn't find many of this one, so I've sent some of these out already. This one we have to have through the web shop because it also comes in French and in German. But this is a self-published version, which is why we can't find it anywhere, or why people couldn't find it anywhere. So we have to contact her directly. Okay, is that enough needle binding? You ready to do storytelling? Because this could go long. But first, hi guys. Hello. Beer. Got your glass ready? I'm going to turn it this way because the microphone never works in that direction. Wait, turning. There we go. Okay, you have to get down here on our level, Karl. You're too tall. Okay, are you feeling like you're on our level? No, you're too low. You can't squat that low. There we go. All right, your beer. I'm sorry, you have to open it. This is one from the Vinmonopolet. So it's going to have more than 4.5%. I think that one looked pretty interesting. Okay, the look on your face.
Sprekfjøsnisse.
Sprekfjøsnisse, which means what in Norwegian? Småvesen.
Fit barnyard goblin. Okay.
Oh, on the back it says småvesen, which means what? Small spirit?
Small creatures.
Small creatures. And where's this one for English? Show the bottle so we can show. I know Torben's interested in the beer portion of this. Fjørnissen. Sprekfjørnissen. Okay, so he's not just a little goblin or a troll. He's a energetic little goblin or troll.
Yeah.
And this is 6.5, I think. Yeah, 6.5% alcohol, not vodka. I almost said that would have been more fun. Fjørnissen her hadde til på garden i alle tider. Do you want to say what that means?
The barnyard goblin has been hanging around the farms since the olden days.
Han passer på og ser etter gard og grunn, folk og fe.
He is taking care of the area and the buildings and the people and the animals.
Fjørnissen stilferdig, pøbelvåren, og liker særs godt å få servert risgraut på loven julaftan. What the heck dialect is this?
The barnyard goblin is quiet and evil, and he really likes getting rice porridge on Christmas Eve.
There you go. Now, what dialect is that with the your left
I
on?
think he described himself, didn't he?
I think he did. Look at him sitting down there like a little goblin. He's all folded up. I'm not kidding. Look at him.
It's classic nynorsk, but kind of old-fashioned.
Oh, okay, that might be why it's a tricky one to read for me. All right, well, anyway, how does it taste? Because we got to get on to storytelling. All right. Let's see. That's what a Scramasax is for, people. Okay, we need that cork.
Oh, please be a fruity one.
You want it to be a fruity one?
Of course I do.
Well, it is a Christmas one, even though I got it in
Doesn't look
March.
fruity, and they're very, very proud when they put fruit in a beer. So they would mention, oh, it's full of mangoes and jalapenos,
Pineapples too.
pineapples and penises.
Wait, I don't know about the second half.
No.
It's dark, so
It's
it's
got a
kind
good
of
colour.
like, it looks like a Christmassy beer.
It's got a head on it. It's a multi-head on it though.
Might actually be. No, it's not dark enough to be.
Did you drink anything but foam on that one?
Butt foam.
Butt foam, yeah. The amount that you have on your mustache should tell you how thick the butt
No,
foam
but this
is.
is good. This is actually a really good beer.
Is it? Oh, good. Drink it up. It's
So you can buy
6.5%.
me more small creatures when you are at
You
the.
more goblins from the Vinmorbal?
Do you know why he likes it?
Why does he like it?
He's probably related to whoever made it. If it's goblins.
Did you hear that? I wonder if his sister's online. Are you related to
I
goblins?
didn't mean it in that way. Oi! Stop taking my words
Yeah?
and twisting.
Are you telling me that I'm not related to my sister?
No, I'm not. Oh, good God.
It's so easy to tongue tie him. Okay, so without further ado, I think we need to get on to the storytelling portion here. Are we in a good spot? As long as we don't look down that way because they're moving into houses, but are we in a good place to stand?
Okay, don't you?
Yeah?
I don't need to stand. He needs to stand.
You need to stand. Okay, well then we will go this way so we don't see, wait a minute, just a minute. I have to,
I just realised I haven't
There.
eaten anything since lunchtime, so I'm shaking, which is why I sat down.
he hasn't eaten since lunchtime, which is why he sat down and he's shaking. So this should be really good storytelling. Okay, Karl, I think I need you there so we get mountains in the background. It's easier to see you.
So,
Yeah,
like that.
right there. Yep, and then I have to be close enough to Greg that we can hear him. I think-
Okay, can everybody hear me okay?
Will
Okay.
I need 2 hands for this?
Probably.
Yeah, okay, you drink that. I will read some chat here.
Although, having said that, this is one where having something in one hand is actually a good thing. This particular story.
Okay, I'm going to turn around and look at you while he drinks a little bit. You're just going to have to drink it faster. That's a horrible thing.
No, you can
No, he can.
It is possible to put it down.
I know. Okay, I'm just going to catch up on chat really quick. Mammon is F2, connection Corgan is F1. That is correct, as Raymond points out. He answered Lyra's question. By the way, hello, Lyra's here and Regina's here. Arlene is here as well. Welcome back. She likes thinner yarn too. I like the feel and the texture of it. I do as well. I love the thin yarn with it. Sometimes I'm just too lazy and it takes too long, but it is really nice. How do we buy your patterns? Mine. Well, you have to go to Instagram and look at them. I have to print them. You know what though? I did decide I will make, I have to make PDF versions for the Needle Binding Festival. I have not actually ever made mine into a PDF, so I will do that. And then you can buy them on there for whatever. And Max is here. Where can I find the ups and downs on that one on Etsy or Amazon? That was the one I think where, yeah, Nella answered that one that you could buy it directly from her. Okay. That one was donated to our library, so I think we got that from Kristen, who is otherwise known as Textile Hexa. Oh, and Kiwi was here, but she had to go off for dinner and cocktails. I think she's having a good weekend. Let's see, I'm just scanning really quick. Hail King George! It was Georg. We saw him earlier.
Ah, okay.
Yep, and Raymond likes the story I told him about the mountain that looks suspiciously like the one behind that we sent off to.
Yeah, it came back. It got returned.
Did it get returned? I thought it blew up.
Nah, they managed to dig it up from the canal and then they returned it.
You can basically import nothing into Australia as it.
This is true.
Karen Okers.
Of course, it had vegetation on it.
Yeah, there could be something on
I'm sorry, Raymond.
They're-
We tried.
They tried. There might be something organic on it. It could have vegetation. It got stopped and told.
Sorry, we tried.
Yep. Max was asking what stitch today. Well, it was books instead of stitch today. But we'll get back there. She says, I hate April Fools. April Fools, we're doing a stitch. Haha. No, we'll get back to the stitching, but I promised to show books last week.
found a really good April Fool's joke on YouTube.
Oh, if you're going to tell the joke, then we got to listen to you a little closer.
It's not exactly like that. It's not a joke. It's more of a really elaborate scam.
Okay, tell
Okay.
us.
Ian from Forgotten Weapons and Jackson Crawford, the guy who's written some of our books about mythology. Both of them make a video at the same time where they say that the mythical Viking Atgeir was a firearm.
Okay.
So Ian is very enthusiastic about how this firearm was produced, and Jackson Crawford is talking about, oh, we found the saga of Freddy Fourfingers, who coincidentally invented gunpowder on Iceland because they have all the resources. Blew his finger off, and then they decided to make a gun out of it. So they are operating with the Oatgeir being some kind of hand cannon.
Hand cannon.
Oh, brilliant. I love it.
By the way, Torben says, yo, Karl and Gregorino.
Good
And,
evening, my good man.
There you go. Raymond also thought that there's a Little Creatures, what is it? Interesting, there is a Little Creatures brewery here in Perth, and it's filming this way. We have a baby being put to sleep over there. Torben says he met Greg's mother one day. That sounds even better.
I'm sorry, what?
You said something sound bad, and I just read Torben's comment. I met Greg's mother the other day, and I said,
Yes.
that sounds even more fun.
Okay.
The postman always rings twice. Torben is Greg's postman.
I was actually there. I heard her answer the door to you.
And you didn't go up and say hi and show him a barn
I
full
didn't
of Legos?
realise it was him until afterwards.
Craps.
I
Well,
just heard Mum open the door and say hello.
Did she invite him in?
No,
Oh, damn.
she should have.
It could have been good.
She said she came out.
Cheeky says, did you tell Greg I think he's cute? Yes, I
Hello.
did. Isn't he cute? She's a cougar, by the way. Okay. And Greg, or Karl? She wants to know, did Viking cougars exist?
Probably.
Lagertha's a cougar, is she not?
Well, I would think that every culture probably has horny older women.
Okay. Speaking of horny older women, what's Loki doing these days? Okay, now I think we're ready for storytelling. I think I caught up on most of it. We can do a stitch next week, I think. I have to do an Easter egg because I make an Easter egg every year, and it suddenly dawned on me yesterday that Easter's coming in a week. So I'll think of a stitch and make it in the Easter egg in that.
I need chocolate.
Yep. So today we showed books.
Gunhild, Mother of Kings, is a Viking cougar.
Gunhild, mother of.
Gunhild Kongmor, Gunhild, Mother of Kings.
She's a Viking cougar.
Yeah,
Oh, we need to hear this story.
with magical abilities.
But first, Greg has to tell his stories first, and then we can hear about the magical abilities cougar story.
Once I've told my story, I'm going to go and get food.
Okay, so there
So-
we are. All right, tell your story. Karl, are you ready?
So this one is kind of a bit of a follow-on after
Your hat.
Eden, which was the last time we did charades.
Yes, we did Idun last.
Yes. So
Idun
this is-
and her apples.
So this is kind of a follow-on from this one,
Okay.
and the repercussions of Loki getting her father killed and burnt to death.
Okay.
So after Eden returns
Yeah.
and the gods are all happy again, there is a time of peace.
There we go. Karl's ready. That beer really helped.
But then one day there comes a ferocious banging at the gates of Asgard. And Heimdall, keeping watch as he always does, sees that it is none other than the giantess Skadi.
By the way, Karl doesn't know which story we're telling. He might figure it out,
You might figure it out.
but no practice here. This is all on the win. Okay, continue. Scotty with the big ass boobs. And a giant.
And so they open the door and she bursts in through the gates and she's demanding to get her pound of flesh from Loki.
You
Well-
know, that's a cougar story. I'm sorry.
Now, she's actually quite a young giantess, so that
Oh,
doesn't
she's
quite...
not that old. Okay, continue.
Yeah. And so Skadi is wanting her pound of flesh. And Loki is hiding behind the other gods to try and make sure that he is perfectly fine, smirking as he does, as he probably always does. And Odin says to Skadi, well, welcome. You can't exactly take Loki straight away, but why don't you come into Valhalla, into my hall, and we'll discuss about it. Probably with a twinkle in his eye, thinking, this is a nice-looking, buxom giantess. We have no sources of this, but we have to see Karl doing that.
He just did a nipple tweak.
So they go into the hall and they sit down and They serve Skadi massive meals. I was wondering where he was going to go with this. And mead galore. And of course they are talking with Loki. Loki on the right hand of Odin and quite prominently visible to Skadi, and she glares at him while she's eating as ferociously as she can. And so Skadi demands her pound of flesh. But Odin says to her, well, what can we give you other than Loki? Because Loki is my brother, and we cannot just give him up. And we'll grant you anything that you wish. And Skadi says, anything? And she gets a gleam in her eye. Yes, Odin says, anything. All right, I want to marry Balder. Balder? Balder
Karl's starting to get
goes
an audience here.
sheet white and is kind of like, okay, hide me. Anyone hide me. I'm going. I'm running. Goodbye. No. And Odin grows a very concerned look on his face. And he says, does it have to be Balder? Why? What do you propose? Says Skadi. Well, how about this? I will allow you to marry any one of our bachelor gods here. And she jumps for joy. Jump for joy.
What's that 6.5%?
They
There
need
you
to
go.
bounce a bit, that's it. And she says, okay, and Odin then says, but there is a stipulation. And Skadi warily says, okay, what? And Odin says, you can marry any of them, but you have to choose them by their feet and their feet alone. What? We will cover the gods and we will ask them to reveal their feet. And Skadi thinks, well, Balder is the beautiful god. I'm sure it's not going to be that difficult to choose him from his feet. So she agrees.
You're liking the playing with those, aren't you?
And so all of the bachelor gods, including even Loki, who's shaking in his boots because he's thinking, oh, gods, if I get caught in a marriage, I'm going to be dead faster than I can say Bob. And so they all line up and they're all somewhat nervous, but Balder and Loki are two of the most nervous of all. And they then have a screen placed in front of all of them. So the gods also cannot see who is chosen by Skadi. And Skadi starts to walk up and down the line, looking at all of the feet of the gods that are around. And as she goes along looking at these feet, she comes to one pair that are particularly smooth and beautiful. And she lusts over and thinks, yes, this is Balder. This has to be Balder. And she says, that one, I want that one right there. And so the screens are taken away, and as they're coming back, Loki's thinking, oh, gods, not me, not me, not me. And they reveal Njord, the old man of the sea. For all fisher folk, as it is well known, have gorgeously shining feet. Skadi looks in utter dismay at her new fiancé. And Odin smiles, and Loki and Balder are trying their best not to literally jump for glee here. And they're very happy. Skadi, however, is understandably not. And she says, well, it's all very well and good, this, but this doesn't exactly get us revenge, or me revenge, on my father's murderer. And so it's back to she wants her pound of flesh from Loki. And Odin says, well, what can he do? You have one of our members as your husband now. You are a member of the gods. What else can be done? And she says, well, if he can make me laugh, I will recount my pound of flesh. So Loki agrees to this, and he tries everything he can do to make her laugh. So he's telling knock-knock jokes, he's tickling her, and he's trying everything he can, and absolutely nothing goes to his plan. In fact, when he tries to tickle her, he thinks he's going to get clubbed around the head very quickly. And so he then thinks, well, what can I do? And then he sees off in a corner a goat. And he gets an idea. And he brings this goat onto the field with him. And then he grabs a plate of apples. And he starts telling a story. And he says, well, one day I was going down to market, but I have this old, very hungry goat with me. And this goat is really wanting to get a hold of the apples. And I'm trying my best to keep them away, but every time I move the plate, the apples fall on the floor. And every time I try and pick up the apples, the goat comes to try and take the apples. So I push her away. And what I really need is I need something about this long that I can tie the goat to. And I'm thinking, and he looks down, and he looks up. And at this point, Skadi starts to get just the barest hint of a smile on her face. And Loki looks down again, and he thinks, well, there's nothing for it. There's no trees around. There's nothing else I can tie this goat to. So he takes the end of the lead rope, and he starts tying it in between his legs around a certain twig that is dangling between.
This where the Loki run comes from.
Yes, indeed.
Uh-huh.
And so he starts tying it around and he secures it nice and he goes, okay, there we go. And then he picks the apples back up and he goes, now I should be, ah! And the goat tries to walk away and he goes, okay, calm down, And Skadi at this point starts laughing. And all of the gods start roaring with laughter as Loki tries reluctantly and without any success of pulling back this goat while trying to balance the apples still on the plate and this goat pulling at his stick and balls very hard.
I think you need to work this part a little more.
Okay.
It might be done.
And so this goat then starts to try and run as fast as it can. And then as it goes, Loki's trying to follow and then he falls over and he's dragged along. And no, Karl's going no.
Karl's not going to fall down. Okay.
I tried.
You tried. Was there more?
No, that was the end of the story.
That was the end of the story? Okay. By the way, I noticed that they're laughing. I thought that was a good one. Well done, Karl. Take a bow. Is your unit okay? You didn't damage anything down there?
My fantasy goat did not hurt my real.
His fantasy goat didn't hurt his real.
What about your fantasy?
And well done, Greg. Take a bow. There you go. And your fantasy goat didn't ruin anything?
I didn't have a fantasy goat. I was just telling his fantasy goat.
I noticed the sky went, there we go. It's actually blue. It's only, for some reason, when it was held out at the bottom, it makes it go white.
When
See?
Greg says that he doesn't have a fantasy goat, do you believe him?
No. Let's ask Cheeky Redhead. She's the cougar. By the way, I want to hear this cougar story. So we gotta, oops, let's turn this way. They're doing archery over
I
there.
hope you have all enjoyed the story.
Oh, I think we did.
I am going to go and eat my dinner because I'm pretty hungry.
You may eat your dinner now.
Meatballs.
Okay, you have meatballs.
I do.
I got spaghetti.
It's unfortunately they're cooked at home.
Oh no, that won't work
Sorry.
then. Thank you for the story. You're gonna come
You're
back
very
next
welcome.
week?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yep.
I'm here anyway, so why not?
Should we do another Viking Charades? I'll do a Stitch next week though, but we can do a Viking Charades right
I will
after.
try and think of another humiliating story that
Yes.
we can do.
It has to be humiliating, because
If it's humiliating, I can do several Viking ones, but then I
Yeah.
can do a hell of a lot more Greek ones.
no, this is Viking.
Okay.
Okay, nalbinding.
I'm just trying.
Shame on you. I don't know Greek nalbinding. Not to mention the villages.
And you are doing Coptic stitches, so.
Well, there's Coptic in the story. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to turn this way so we don't have to watch me look down my nose.
Well, enjoy. Have a lovely day.
I was going to see if there was any suggestions for what you might tell too.
Okay. I can wait until that.
Yeah. Enjoy your Robert Raymond Robert says, enjoy your dinner, Greg. Thank you for the story.
Thank you.
It's not as cold as my lips makes it sound like.
No, it's not that cold.
No, it's actually quite nice today.
It is.
And they are dying of laughter, by the way. Max says, maybe I can make some toys for my niece on the very day she'll be born. Ooh, I can show you. We got that was where the Coptic stitch came from. Britt Skjelvik-Rage. She sent some finger puppets, little finger puppets that are null-bound, but she uses the Coptic stitch and then felts them down. Those arrived today in the store. I can show those in one of those next week. They are actually a pretty hot seller in the village.
They are.
And then she says, I've heard about the 2+1+ TR. It's a turning of the variant stitch from Varianto.
So we're back
Oh
to
my God.
stitches, which means I'm guessing they haven't got suggestions.
Well,
for
it takes
me,
them
so
some
I'm
time to write, and then there's the delay.
She does everything in a chronological order.
I know, I always
So
go
if there are
backwards.
Any
What's interesting in left-hand version of null-binding is a mirror image to the traditional right-handed counterpart. You know, they said if you can't find a left-handed video, hold the video up to a mirror, and then you can see how you would do it with your left hand. I
You
thought
should
that was
see
a good
Karl
trick.
and I just completely lost at this point.
Raymond says, careful jumping out like that. You'll get an eye out. That was from earlier. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Torben says he never rings twice. He just barges and throws the package at the customer. That explains what happens to your needle binding. I mean, not your needle binding, your Legos. He doesn't order needle binding. Okay, Cheeky says, tell the story about Thor in drag.
Yeah, I can do that.
Can you do that?
I can do that.
Thor in drag? Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
And Carl? See if we turn it on you. Can you reenact Thor in drag?
that's probably pretty easy, I would
Yeah?
think.
Yeah, you think you can do that?
It's
Okay.
just that I'm not going changing costume for it, but
But
Oh,
I
no,
have
you
plenty
have
of dresses
to.
you can swim in. Like 2 or 3 of you could fit in one of my dresses. By the way, she was also mentioning, how do you collapse and fold up like that?
collapsing for
Yeah, no, do this squat thing. You were like, you're complete. He's collapsible. Carl, one would say you could fit in a suitcase.
Okay, now,
I could, but I won't.
now, Karl, I need you to hold your hand out and look at it and go, my precious, but with a little
Yes!
bit of a...
Let's see it, Carl. Hold the hand out and say, my precious.
Everything to satisfy the English.
My precious.
Oh my God.
And now you need to crawl like Gollum does on the floor and...
Ooh,
Yeah.
avalanche, but I don't think it's a big one. It was definitely crunchy though.
My precious.
Okay, you can get, but yeah, no, he collapses like that. That's how he plays the computer.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, we're very impressed. So you would fit in a suitcase because we've been watching an interrogation of this lady who packs her boyfriend, or an abusing boyfriend, in the suitcase because, you know, that's much more proper. Chucks him down the stairs and then he forgets that he's in there for 11 hours and he dies.
I know what I'll also do
What was that,
for
Sarah
a
Boone?
story in the future. I'll read about
Yeah.
a chapter of the vulva and get him to reenact that.
Oh, yeah, do it.
She was supposed to be arraigned in court on the 10th, but that's now delayed until the middle of the summer
Oh,
because she
crap,
is
we
now.
were going to watch that too.
I think she is on her 8th lawyer now.
Yeah, they don't want her. They keep asking to
Who?
quit.
What? Where now?
Sarah Boone, look it up. It's the interrogation. Sarah Boone interrogation.
It's a rabbit hole.
Oh, okay.
It's a rabbit hole.
Right, okay.
Yep. Abused woman, I think they're both abused actually, sticks her boyfriend of 3.5 years. It tricks him to getting into a suitcase, then knocks him down the stairs, allegedly, and then forgets that he's in there for about 11 hours. And there's videotape going, Sarah, I can't breathe, Sarah. Seriously, and then it's just not good.
Oh,
but
dear.
it's yeah, we were gonna watch that one.
Okay.
For those of us who like crime that has absolutely nothing to do with the Viking Age. But I want to hear about this Viking cougar story while he goes
Enjoy.
and eats.
Well, you have heard part
fun.
of this story
See you.
because this is the ingress to Liga's boathouse story.
Oh yeah, the boathouse. Speaking of boathouses. Okay, Liga's boathouse story. Good thing to watch.
The way the story goes, Gunhild, Mother of Kings, is the wife of Erik Bloodaxe.
Yeah.
And she might be of the Danish royal family, and she might be a Sami witch woman. Kind of depends on which saga you choose to believe. But anyway, she is a very tiny and very beautiful woman,
Yeah.
and also extremely ambitious. She might know how to do magic, and she is kind of evil. She is very faithful to her husband, Erik Bloodaxe, and they have a lot of sons. But after he dies, she falls in love with this Icelandic traveler. And they have a relationship for about 3 years, but he is engaged to a woman back in Iceland, so he wants to go back home and basically start a family with the woman he's engaged to instead of hanging around in Norway with this, or maybe the Orkneys. I'm not sure exactly where she is at this point, but with this old witch, literally. So she casts a spell on him. And she says that, okay, you will work as normal with every woman in the world except the woman you're supposed to marry. You just won't fit. So,
When you say won't fit,
yes,
okay.
because this, in the end, they just can't make it work in bed. Because every time he tries, he is just too big. So in the end, she brings him up at the thing and asks for a divorce. Because as she frames it, his boat just won't fit in my boathouse. And this is because of the spell that was cast on him by the cougar, Gunhild, Mother of Kings.
So,
And she is the mother of a lot of kings, but not with this guy.
so you're thinking Greg has a few surprises we don't know about? I don't know.
What the hell does this have to do with Greg?
I was thinking about the boathouse thing. See, boathouse. I don't know Greg that well. No. Okay. Go ahead, continue. Did I interrupt you?
No, that's it.
That was it?
The whole story.
So the boat is too big for, or the boat is too big for the boathouse, and that's what those are, a pair of boathouses. What if they have two boathouses?
Well, if the boat is too big for one, it's also too big for the other.
I guess so. What about the bridge opening in the middle? No, that's a lot more narrow. I'm really going
I'm not following you into this rabbit hole.
No, don't follow me into this rabbit hole. Okay, do you have any, let's see, Karl had 3 sips of beer, says Torben. That should make him collapse quite easily. He does. Oh, Rune Tobias is here, collapsible uncle. There you go, collapsible uncle. We have to bring Rune Tobias out here too one day. He hasn't been here in a while.
No, it's been a while now.
It's been a while, time to come back. What other things should we do? Let's see, we did, oh yeah. The, how many kids do we have in the area? Just a sec. If we go down here, I was telling Cheeky about something and I couldn't find the video, but it's in there somewhere. It's just like you have to go through 159 episodes. I was looking for the For Fuck's Sake episode. So you don't have to do all of it again, but we're just gonna walk away from the kids.
The For Fuck's Sake episode.
Oh no, it's really great. Pick one part of your Viking tour
Ah,
and start every line. Okay, now let's do the textile part. I don't know if we did do the gods. And every line in your guy, I did be part of their guide tour that you're going to choose from the gods. Start it with, for fuck's sake. Okay, it changes your tour completely.
Wouldn't it make some more sense to end a sentence with that?
Let's try both.
I'm just starting and ending my sentences with for fuck's sake.
Yep. Just to see how much it changes. We'll just do a little part of your tour without it and then do a part of your with it.
I can do a part of my tour that I'm now dropped because
Okay.
of time.
Good. We can do that.
For fuck's sake, you probably see our sports arena here with what looks like rugby goals in each end. For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake, that's for a Viking ball game called Knottleiker. For fuck's sake. And it's kind of like a mix between rugby, ping pong, and a drunken brawl. For fuck's sake.
I kind of like it beginning with for fuck's sake.
Okay, so then we begin every sentence with
Yeah,
for
yeah,
fuck's
yeah,
sake.
do that.
But it doesn't really matter because there will be a for fuck's sake between every sentence.
Well, for fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake.
Okay.
The basic idea is that everybody has kind of ping pong like paddle on a loop around their wrist, for fuck's sake. And the point of the game is to use this paddle to hit the ball over that crossbeam, for fuck's sake. And as soon as you have a goal, as soon as you do that, you have a goal, for fuck's sake. And that's the only rule, for fuck's sake. So you probably see where the drunken brawl and rugby is coming into the game, for fuck's sake. A few years ago, for fuck's sake, we had a Russian school class here. 11 and 12-year-old kids from Russia, for fuck's sake, who was in Gudvangen for 3 weeks to learn about the Viking Age, for fuck's sake. And this was before we had all the buildings, for fuck's sake. So we are really struggling to come up with activities for these children to do while they are here, for fuck's sake. So one of our less good ideas, for fuck's sake, is to have them play this game, for fuck's sake. Because Russian children are really, really competitive, for fuck's sake. So they beat each other silly, and while they were playing, we had to come up with extra safety rules, for fuck's sake, to keep the game going. One of these new rules were you are not allowed to hit your opponent in the face with your ping pong paddle, for fuck's sake.
Oh, that one you could start with, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake, you are not allowed to hit your opponent in the head with your ping pong paddle.
Too much fuck.
Roger is here, by the way. He said, for fuck's sake is a hilarious substitute for a comma. And take a drink for each, for fuck's sake. Oh, that would be really good. Maybe not with a 6.5% alcohol. By the way, did you drink all your beer?
No, I drank the drink it.
It's minute 55. We have actually just go ahead and get your beer. Now we can go back over near the kids. And then we can do, oh, you're totally, he does that. He puts contraband in his mouth. That sounds really bad. So I can't film him. And then, oops, I think I'm super zoomed. We can do some stupid Karl questions. Does anybody, we could have a good question too, but I like the stupid questions because it frustrates the hell out of you.
No, I've come to the conclusion that there really aren't any stupid questions.
No, they're actually pretty good questions usually.
That, the questions that are completely off the wall is
Yeah.
usually from the Asians. But if a Korean, if I am to ask a sensible question about what went on in Korea 1,000 years ago, I would have absolutely nothing. So when I don't know anything about their culture, I don't really expect them to know anything about mine. So the ridiculous questions, like how the Vikings interacted with the Protestants, it's just, well, you see, and then you explain it.
Actually, we do have a question in here. Cheeky's got one already. But before I get to that, I will say Robert has some bunnies and he's going down the rabbit hole. Raymond Roberts, I keep saying Robert. Raymond likes bunnies, by the way. He's Prime Bunny on Instagram, you should see. And Anna Taylor made it, by the way, from sunny Arizona. This is what sunny Norway looks like, or at least the west part. Runa Tobias says he's stuck in France and the French want wine, coffee, and, oh God help me, quasifilé? Did I say that right? Quasifilé? Crossifilé? I have no idea how do you say it. Where's Marie when we need her? The French. Cheeky says I have to find my inhaler. I'm laughing so hard. And yeah, and Anna's gonna catch up and watch the replay later. Okay, all right. And the question for you from Cheeky Redhead was not have to find my inhaler. That was still a good question though. My question for Karl what is the Viking equivalent of a water bottle? You tell that. We'll look more at the villager.
Probably be either a barrel or a water skin.
A water skin?
A water skin, yes. You have a portion of skin, preferably one that is whole, because keeping the seams waterproof it's possible, but it's hard work. And then you prepare it with beeswax, so you get it proper waterproof, and then you can fill a lot of water into it. If you can find a way to make the skin so that basically all the seams are around the opening, the water won't leak out.
So, how would they make it waterproof, by the way?
Well, skins are waterproof to begin with.
Yeah, but you got to seal the seams. How would you make the seals waterproof? And Raymond says, what?
Beeswax and very tiny stitches.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Ja. Nå filmer vi den retningen. Da.
Ja, jeg vil bare si hallo.
Vil du si hei? Si hei!
Hello.
Så kan du komme på den siden, fordi de hørte dårlig på den siden av kameraet. Da må du komme på den siden her. This is Lillian. Say hi, Lillian.
Hello.
Hello, how old are you?
9.
9. And you speak English very well.
Yeah.
And you understood? Did you understand his story?
A little bit.
Yeah, not too bad, actually. I think it was just fun watching him jump around and looking like an idiot. Yeah, she understood. She's got good English. Have you been doing Viking all day today?
Yeah.
Did you sell, you made some God's Eye looms, which is not Viking, but we let you guys do it because you're weaving and your kids. Did you sell a lot?
I said 1,
You sold one, yeah?
and I said some bracelet for 20.
Ah.
Someone got 2, and yeah.
Yeah. So you made 70 kroner today?
Yeah.
70, and did you buy candy?
Yeah.
Did you save any of it?
No.
No. Good girl. Fist bump in the Viking age. Okay. Were you ready, Karl? We need more questions for Karl.
Okay, bye.
Do you have a Viking? They're saying hi to you, by the way. Hi, Lillian. See in the chat. Hello, Lillian. Do you have a nice Viking question for Karl? If it's really a bad, stupid question, it's even better. You can see it in Norwegian if you want to too.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You have to come more prepared. Do more forberedere deg her. More prepared. You're on my knee. Okay. Oh, there we go. We have one. Rune Tobias says, what crop did 10th century Norwegians farm the most, and what animal per kilo slaughter was the most?
I know.
You know this one? Okay. You know a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell your question too.
He can take 10 push-ups.
10 push-ups? Oh my God. I like
I'd
this
rather
kid.
answer Rune Tobias' question.
Sorry, no exercise for this one.
Here I absolutely have to guess, but let's call it an educated
You
guess.
stand there.
So I would say oats and sheep, most likely. But there are probably studies made on this. But oats grow well in cold climates, like up here.
Yeah.
Forutsatt at oats is havre in Norwegian.
Yeah.
And sheep, because the Vikings need ridiculous amounts of wool to basically do anything. So you have a lot of sheep just walking around, and you will eat them at some point. So I'm guessing that eating different types of sheep meat is pretty common in the Viking Age.
It's
But,
still common in Norway.
This is guesswork.
Okay.
Do I have to do push-ups now?
You have to do push-ups, 10 push-ups. I didn't know if Karl can do this. Don't ruin him. I need him later.
1, 2,
She's counting. I like it.
3, 4, 5.
Best YouTube
6,
ever. You made his
7,
hat fall off.
8, 9, 10.
They're getting smaller and smaller. I can't even do one. I'm impressed. Way to go, Karl. The collapsible Viking. You said we're putting him through the mill today. Come on, Karl. At least do one, says Torben. He did 10. And tasty sheep. Okay, we are now at minute 62, so we can go. What next week is Easter. We'll still go on Saturday. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I can say just goodbye because I have to go now.
You have to go now. Say bye-bye, Lillian.
Bye.
No, we have 10 too. So next week I will do another Easter egg. They didn't have any of the plastic eggs in the store that I used to get every year. They've replaced it with a plastic bunny, and I think if I yarn bomb a plastic bunny, it's gonna look like a null-bound turd.
You saw the thing I sent you for National Goblin Day.
Oh yeah, that was, oh God, you got like crap in your hat. Yeah, look, hanging out by the toilet sign. Speaking of null-bound turds, but yeah.
Yeah, if you can needle bound goblin like the one I sent you.
Yeah, maybe for Christmas. That was Shrek. That's not a goblin.
It's not Shrek. The nose is way too big. It's a goblin.
Shrek. Okay, so I'll needle bind an egg. I think if you look back on Instagram, you can see I do an egg every year. I have to see if I can find any more of those plastic eggs. If not, I have to do one of the paper eggs, which is fatter. We can try. And then I'll see if I can find a new stitch and show you how to do that. And more storytelling from Greg, hopefully. Viking calisthenics, I like that one. That's a lot better than the Catholic calisthenics, kneel, stand, pray. That's what I learned. Anyway, have a good weekend. Oh, hi to Lisa was here too. And Garcia was here. Everybody's sneaking in the end. We'll see you next week. We'll be on, we'll do Saturday, well, same time anyway, just before Easter. And skål, Karl. Cheers.
Skål.
Skål. Okay. Bye-bye.